motion.
Okay, we're here. And guess what? The cat's sleeping. Always sleeping these days. Oh wait, I'm not guilty. I didn't even plug him in today. Wait for it. Hey, we're back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, everybody. This is, let's see, 8 o'clock on the 17th of June. That would be Tuesday. So, this is Scuffed Epoch. I'm Chris Johnson. We're here every day from 8 p.m. We're going to start doing a multi-stream experiment soon. Not tonight, though. We're going to be looking at a whole bunch of stuff. Don't forget, if you're watching live, if you're watching later, there is a Discord. The join link is in the description of this video. Hello, Fernicar, like and subscribe. Hello, Apollonia and Kurt Curtis. Who else is here? I think that's everybody at the moment. And whoever else is watching. So, how's it going, everybody? I hope you're all doing good. Like I say, I have a rough plan. We're going to front load the show tonight with a bit of WAN experimentation, because it does look pretty cool, right? But I have to go and find the video. For some reason, it's not on my machine. I must have put it on my laptop. So I have to do WAN VACE. Gonna go for Quant Stack. 14B, 2.1, 14B, VACE GGUF. Link is in the description in the GitHub section of the Discord. Oh, it looks like I have to get a different VAE. Place model files in models unit. Oh, whoops. I put it in the wrong place. That's weird. The JUF is normally put into a different location. But that's okay. Well, we'll have a poke around with this, you know. It's Comfy UI repackaged. So it's the one that we already have for running. Direct GGUF conversion of VACE to VACE WAN. The music is drowning me? Do you know what? Every time I come on, the music, thank you for telling me. I normally ask and nobody says anything. Let me turn it down a bit. Turn it down to like -24. How's that? I bet the next song will be really quiet. Let's see what we're going to get. We're going to get some drum and some liquid bass. No, wait, no, maybe not. neutron circuit. This is Wipeout. Techno. Thank you, Apolloni. All the mics too low? Why is these microphones, man? Turn the gain up a bit. Wait, which way is which? Is that... You're going to end up getting blasted. Okay. Let's try it now. Because I don't really want to be, like, leaning... I don't want to be leaning into the mic that far. Right? But anyway, we're going to be using the Q8 18.7 gigabytes. Hit the comments if the sound needs to be tweaked any further, guys. Because I'll happily turn the music down. I just want it to be audible, so it's not like I'm speaking over silence. Yeah? Just to break up the silence. Okay. So, if I come here, I've got a different idea which I might have a go at, but it's like a huge change. So, we'll see. I don't like changing things up too much. Right, so what I need is I need to go to the original page, and then there's going to be a demo which the workflow is in or something. That's how they did it. It's a bit weird. Can I get a workflow? I can't remember where I found it now. I'm sure I found like a video that was the workflow. So we've integrated it into kind of UI. Ah, derp. Example workflow. There we go. It's right there. Derp. Copy download. So weird. Such a weird way to do it. Just put a download button in, guys. Do you know what I mean? Alright. That's context. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this guy. Wait a minute. We still haven't got the file. It's dropped. Where did it save it? It saved it to diffusion models. Hey, guess what? I found the video. So first of all, the model's in the wrong place. They say it should be in models. See, look at all the stuff. It's been downloading weird stuff into my models folder. Thanks, Windows. You're amazing. You know how sometimes it remembers where the default location is and sometimes it doesn't? Good times. What a mess. Right, so if I type gguf and go unit loader gguf, there it is. So I'm right. It's not UNet, it's diffusion models. That's wrong. They changed the name of the folder. You see? So that's first thing that's wrong. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're on to a good start. Let's go. It just means it's worth us doing this, right? Oh look, he's using. So that means the author recommends Q5KS. So let's have a look and see which one that was, because back. Q5KS. So the author is running the 12.5 gigabyte version. Q5KS 12.3. It's interesting. I wonder why they didn't use Q4KM. I would have thought, well, hey, they tested it. Do you know what I mean? So just keep in mind, author was using, was it Q5KM 13 gig? KS 12.3 or something. Right, so we have here. Hang on a minute. That's a different one. So no. Wait a minute. Wait. Got Vase Phantom as well. Do you know what I mean? I haven't even tried it. Probably delete it. Isn't it funny? You download these crazy things everyone gets hyped for, and if you're busy working for like a couple of days, it's a new one now. Have you not noticed the hype cycle is about a week for a thing? So a week, get about a week, and then a new thing comes out. Do you know VO3 I think lasted about a week? Because there's a Chinese open source one now. We're going to look at it eventually. I think it's called Seed Dance from ByteDance. Yeah. But it's not out yet, you know. It's like they're starting to, you know what I mean? The hype cycle is starting for Seed Dance. Anyway. What's this? Unit loader. If you have 32 gigabyte but only 12, 16 or less, you might want to use the low VRAM high RAM loader. Low VRAM high RAM loader. Interesting. To offload parts of the model to prevent memory errors, you can use this on any card. It can be useful even on a 4090. But be careful with only 16 gigabytes of, I think that's system RAM. So I see. Well, I want to use this one. Model switch. NE01. Weird. I wonder why. How does it know which one to use? We choose it here. Right. So that means we do that. But then my file is in the wrong place. Right, let's go over to models. So here is... Oh no, wait, no. I've got the Fusion X face. Let's check if I put it somewhere else quickly. No. Oh yeah, there's a new ACE release coming as well soon for text to audio, but it doesn't do text to audio, it does audio to audio. So it's like audio based, 100% audio based. You talk to it and it talks back all in one model. No to text and back with two different models. And that's coming from the ACE or ACE step team, I think. It's all coming along. So they said they want me to put it into unit. So here I have my Phantom base. And I can't see those there, but I can see them. This is all very strange. Do you reckon the 121 Fusion will work? Isn't Fusion X just a LoRa that's been baked in? How have I ended up with a completely different model? I swear I downloaded it. Did something go wrong? Failed, forbidden. But that's okay. Let's look up the other one. Where's the other one? See, this is the thing. I remember that. See, this is why I don't like do loads of video stuff, guys, because check this out. Check this out, right? So we've got WAN 14B Fusion, and these are just GGUF. So think about how many video models are actually coming out right now, okay? The good ones get quantized by community. So this is just one community account. There are many that I check on. City 96 is one. There are many of them, okay? I'm sure you all know them. QuantStack is one. He's doing video models. Now, in the last month, okay, all of these are in the last 4 weeks. So you've got MovieGen, Vase, I've not even tried MovieGen, Skyreels, 720p Vase, WAN Fun, Control. So this has got ControlNet, but it's only 1.3 billion. Then we've got WAN Fun 14 billion with Control, that's ControlNet stuff. ATI, I haven't even tried that one, haven't had time to even look at it. Phantom WAN 14B, downloaded it, didn't have enough time to actually do anything with it. But like, it's like a couple of days, literally, look, the gap. It's like there's a couple of days between them, and then now, look at it, it's getting ridiculous. We had all these come out in the last week. So Phantom WAN 1.3, WAN 2.1 14B VACE, image to video WAN 2.1 14B Fusion X, 2.1 text to video 14 billion Fusion X, text to video 14 billion WAN Fusion X VACE, and then the GGUF version. So that's Fusion VACE GGUF. Is that the one I have? This is so cool. Fusion VACE GGUF. Yeah. So I've got that one. I got that one. Text to video 14B Fusion X VACE Q8, because I have a hunch, because we've trained a whole bunch of WAN text to video LoRa's. Now I don't know if it's going to let me load a LoRa, but if it does, that would be nice, because I've got a bunch of pre-trained LoRa's that I could potentially use, which would be nice, like I said. So we picked up the Q8. Q5KS and Q4KS are recommended, which is like, look at that, it's crazy. Can you I just can't believe it, 10 gigabytes. Look, the smallest one is Q2 at 6.3, so you could run it. Fusion X is a merge model, but now there's a Fusion X LoRa. Thank you, Zanelli. Yeah, I was just about to get to that. I vaguely mentioned it, but yeah, this one's an all-in-one, so it's got the Fusion LoRa baked in. I don't know if that would, it might negatively impact you loading your LoRa's, if they even let you. That's what I'm here to find out today. So again, we've got the wrong workflow. So I need to go to the model card and example workflow again. That's not a workflow, guys. You see? That's not a workflow. This is a help article. Okay, we're going to download... Wait. VACE, image to video. VACE, video to video. I just want to do VACE text to video first, actually. Is this one using VACE? Yeah, it is. This one's using VACE text to video. So if I download this video, in theory, as long as they didn't strip the JSON from their own tutorial, or my comfy is broken. So let's find out. Oh look, I've already got one. Looks like I already, come on. Do you know what, right? This is why you know how I always I give out JSONs and images, because I don't actually believe that images are reliable. Because if I give you a JSON, it's a JSON. But if you give me an image and your web host or your email provider does something funny to the image file to save bandwidth, it's gone. That workflow's gone. And I think this is the irony. I don't believe it. I mean, look, maybe it's my comfy UI, but this has never worked for me. Dragging a video that I've created with a workflow in it into comfy, it's never worked for me. I'm just going to try it again. Empty. No. Open. I'm trying to do it like more verbose, sort of, because it's like, what the hell? So the demo workflow, can one of you guys drop that workflow into a comfy and save the JSON out if it loads and send it to me on the Discord? Because I'll be honest, like, look, I don't believe that I don't believe the web team would make a really cool website, embed one of their hottest workflows in a video and not test to see if it has the workflow. It must have it. It's got to be a problem with my system. I'm just going to blame my install first, because there's just no way. There's just no way. It doesn't make sense. So if any of you guys... Wait, no workflow? Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Is that for real? How can you give out an embedded workflow? Do you know what, guys? It's harder to embed a video than it is to put a link to a JSON file. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. A JSON file is fine. And they like just go, oh, here you go. And it's like, it would have been like zero effort. Share the link. Workflow are visible with plain text. All right, let's give that a blast. Hang on a sec. Let me get to the video one more time and just. I think I've been putting everything in Fusion modes for some reason. Yeah, so if I load their video, is it just somewhere like really far away? Is it in here? No, this is completely empty. I expect it looks something like this, but it might have some extra goodness, so I don't want to bother messing with this. Right, the link. This is the thing. Open video in new tab. Oh, you can't even do that. I'll just link the whole page. Say, please check embed for the video workflow. Text to video face. Yeah, because like I said, look, I'll be the first to admit failure or flaw, because I can fix I can fix that. You know what I mean? But I don't like, you know. Yeah. I don't like throwing shade because I like these guys. They do great work and there's a lot of information on here, but I think maybe something got overlooked there. I think it might be that they don't know that servers, because I do a lot of work in network engineering, server hosting and stuff like that, or I have in the past over my career, and it's very typical for a data center to actually do like compression and change the format of things so that to save bandwidth on a mass scale, and it happens in the network, so you wouldn't know. You know, it goes in an MP4 and it comes out an MP4, and it's like magic. So, oh, Oscar Lasso's come in with the tips. Change Windows Explorer preview panel to details, and you should see if the workflow is there or not. Okay, let's see. I've never done that. Change the preview panel to details. Do you know what? I've never even done that. Never even done it. I'm assuming it's in properties. No, it won't be in there. It's like folder options or something. Options. Do you know, on my laptop it's the other way around. It's stuck in information mode. So I've never. See, I am actually quite lazy. I never actually look for one of these things. Am I in the right place? View, side panel. Oh yeah, I'm in the right place. View, show. We've got details pane. Aha, okay, details pane. Where does it show that there's a workflow in there though? I mean, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to look for this one. Details pane. Yeah, I'm in the details. Details pane is here. Is there like more that I can't see or something? I have to like drag it out maybe. It's like 1 pixel. I'm guessing this means, oh, if there's a comment. No, there's no comment. Lol. No comment. No comment. Yeah. Wait a minute. But that means, hang on a sec, we can prove this. We can prove this. Because all we have to do is go into my thing. Why have I not got my window manager open? I have to actually go in there manually. Sorry, it's like the Stone Age. I have to actually go through the folders myself. Oh, I'm going to try and make an MCP to open folders for me. That would be so funny. But like, make an MCP that will open windows for me on command because I'm too lazy to even click the buttons anymore. Those are the sorts of ideas that end up getting made on the stream, by the way. We might end up doing. Wait a minute. Hotkeys with no keys concept. So keyless hotkeys, no keys. We could do it with an MCP by typing, but then I've got to type. That's even worse. I'd have to type out what I want. Maybe we need to make a voice-activated hotkeys. We could call it no keys, and it's voice-controlled. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Voice control. I'd probably build it with just Whisper and an MCP. Okay, keep moving. If I get distracted with ideas, I'm just inventing things. Oh, that's a good idea. We'll keep it for later. So we're in output. Basically, the thing I was thinking was if I can, I've got like hundreds of generated videos. So all I've got to do is just find one, and then I should see the comment. Look, there it is. Yep, you're 100% correct, Monsieur Lasso. Yeah, there's no, yeah. So you download, you see no comment, and then you insta-delete. Yeah, I've never even noticed this. Thank you for pointing this out. Thank you for pointing this out. Look at that, there it is. Do you know what? I might actually be like video comment extractor tools. Video comment to JSON. So I can imagine a tool. You drop the video, it gives you the JSON file for Comfy. That's a nice little tool which I would use. Because obviously, as you say, if it's got no comment, if you insert the JSON data in the field, somehow it doesn't work. Yeah, I will get an LLM to do a process to fix it. I bet it's because, look, it's full of loads of slashes. It's full of loads of clear. It's like clear code. Because you have to escape the quote. You know, the quotes have to be escaped. Oh my God, that looks mental. It's just all escaped quotes. Anyway. And escaped slashes as well. Double escaped. Unsafe character mode engaged. I wouldn't be surprised if it's an antivirus is seeing this and going, looks like hacking, delete. Sometimes it is something like that. But usually what happens is they turn your video into like a WebM or something, and then when it gets served on the other end of the network, it gets turned back into an MP4, and it will they can save 80% of their internal network traffic with things like that. And stuff like metadata is usually not honored, not preserved. Right, so anyway, long story short, we don't have the workflow. Look, he's even taken a screenshot of the damn thing. Please, there's no way that you took a screenshot and it's not the workflow, is there? Bro, I might have to. Yeah, it's time to shoot whoever. I go from. I've got so much respect for these guys to line them up. I love what you guys are doing, and I'm sure this is just an unfortunate oversight. But they've made this really cool website with everything you could possibly need, all the information. It's all written up beautifully, and the workflows don't. So close, guys. So close. So is there another place I can get this? There's got to be another place. Let's see. Comfy examples. GitHub. Please say they host. No, because then they wouldn't have even created it, would they? Well, we'll have a look at the old one and see. I doubt they've got anything, because obviously it's so new. They're probably not updating this anymore, are they? WAN VACE. Aha, yes, we found this. Wait, that's WAN VACE image to video. Where's WAN VACE text to video? Further up, maybe? Okay, so no, we get text to video, we get image to video, and then we get... Right, that's it. I'm just going to have to do it myself. Is this... Yeah, I think it's this one. Oh, look, see? Look. That's what we like. Right there. Workflow in JSON format. should be in the right folder. I'm in the cursed location. Yeah, I'm in the cursed location. I'm just going to do it all from here. So what I need to do is... that one. It's that one. It's got a stupid name. Right, okay. So it's image to video, but it's using that same base checkpoint. I2V and T2V are the same. Nice. That's good. Okay, so first things first, we'll put a GGUF loader. Do I have UNT5 in GGUF as well? I think I might check. Do I have UNT? No. No, I don't. I've only got the normal one. CPU. I got Latent. RAM. See, I don't know, you know, it's experimental. A cute anime girl with massive shoes. No. Sunglasses. Cool, look at the size of them. And a big jacket. Yes. Turning around and yeah, see that's all I've done there. Alright? Just wax on, wax off. Oh yeah, and then we obviously need like some kind of image. We use this. No. 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 Yes. Right. We'll use that. Looks good to me. What the hell? Yeah, we need to do some upgrades, guys. So video combine. We don't do the WebPs or the WebMs. We do the video combines. And we don't stop there. Right, what the hell is this? This is a weird setup right here. Look at how higgledy-piggledy it is. It's like what I call, it's like the weave. It's like the weave workflow, you know? See, typically, where's the VAE by the way? What the hell is here? Okay, so typically what I do is I just go model, click, VAE, and then I'll put the prompt up a bit and the negative down a bit, and then you've got M there. And then it's like stuff that plugs into the sampler. So that's all of that stuff. And then you've got a nice clean prompt, image, settings, sampler. You never need to change stuff once you're happy with it. And then this guy can just go like that, shrink him down. And yeah, you can just put that there. It doesn't matter where that goes really. Nice. Left to right. Wasn't so hard. CRF0 is a lossless WebL. Yeah, cool, man. It's 16 FPS for WAN, so it will come out looking a bit weird, but we can fix that with interpolation and upscaling later, so it really doesn't matter. One thing I do like to do is get a project. Anybody that's watched my show knows I hate having all the videos, everything in one folder. It just gets laggy and you can't find anything. So a long time ago, I came up with the project file path node, which is mysterious but simple. You plug it into anything with a file name prefix, and then you can use like subfolders. So obviously for this one, we're going to call this one WAN VACE. So that'll be the first folder in output that you see. The project, I'm going to use a primitive so I can just change, because the rest of it will stay the same. But then I can just change like what we're working on. Yeah, so I'll just say test. Just test, it's good. Chuck that up there. And then what we can do is we can take the video combine and the project path, copy it, and just make a couple more. Okay, because there's obviously stuff I'll want to do optionally, for example, interpolation, upscaling, potentially special effects, which actually would come first. So like I may or may not actually turn these rows on, but they're there, you know? And so then it's like, oh, if I want to do the whole thing, and then I've got videos saved at each stage, so if I want to do it again a different way, I can also do that too. Obviously we're saving the original. But yeah, so this one is going to be the original output, so I'm going to say subfolder original file name WAN. I always use the file name of whatever the model is, because this one here is going to be post FX. So any special effects I want to apply to the videos we're generating can go there. And then for the next one, it's going to be interpolation. I typically do the interpolation before the upscale, because I find that more smaller frames is easier than less larger frames, because that's the effect of doing it the other way around. It's easy to process. But you could argue it swings and roundabouts. I think it's quicker to do it with this, you know, a longer batch of smaller images being upscaled as opposed to larger images being interpolated. I think it's all to do with the fact that the interpolation, you know, there's diminishing returns as you go up in resolution. Okay, so this one's going to be up and one. Okay, so I think let's just see if it actually works before I go any further, because I don't really want to be DJZ WAN VACE test. I don't want to be wasting time if it's going to crash out, because there could be like incompatible, something could be something wrong here, you know. Because we kind of got a generic workflow in the end, not the one that they recommended. So, does anybody actually know what the Fusion X triggers are? Because we've got we've got this Fusion X LoRa loaded, but we don't actually know what, you know what I mean? I'm sure there's going to be like trigger words for things that it does, right? I'd love to know more about that. But they never write it up. They never write it up on the pages. I have to kind of guess. Anyway, so, you know, if I wanted to do something like a cathode ray effect, come on, can we actually pick the node? I don't know what the heck happened there. The mouse jumped. So say I wanted to do a cathode ray effect like this. Okay, I'm going to obviously turn a lot of this stuff down or off. So like I don't want screen curvature, I don't want scan lines. I want the glow amount to be very slight, like extremely slight. Color bleeding as well. And the noise, bring it all down. Static, let's say fluctuating, so the noise effect is changing over time. Is there anything else I'd like to put on there? That's just a bit of noise, so I think that one's okay. And then for the interpolation, what we can do is we can use Rife 49. I wonder if there's a new one. It's been a while since I've updated it, you know what I mean? Like the actual model makes you wonder if is there a Rife 50? Oh, and I use a little trick with VACE as well. We use 3, interpolation 3, and you'll see why. Because we're going to go to 60 FPS. So 16, double it, takes you to 30, and then, you'd think, oh, double it again to 60, right? Wrong. We doubled it with 15 or 16, so it's 32, and then it's like 48, 58, something like that. It's not. It's a bit off. But what it does is it has the effect of slowing it down a bit, because the 16 FPS tends to be quite fast, and it works out to be the same ratio going from 16 to 24. So you know how if you have a 16 frame animation and you interpolate it to 24 frames, which is like a natural film speed. So yeah, that's the trick that we're doing here. So we're taking 16 and then we get 60 FPS out of it, because we do a triple. we do a triple, and it changes the math a bit. And if you read 45 at 60, it slows it down a bit. You see what I mean? Anyway, it's just a little math trick. And it only works because WAN tends to be low frame rate as it comes out the can, so that means it's like it can do that. So obviously we're going to need 60 from here on out. And then obviously I'm going to do one of my upscalers. So it's going to be the 720i trick, which I put into nodes. So interlaced, because interleaved is for stills, and that's a different one I've done. So the interleaved is for stills, and the interlaced is for video. I find the V2 is the best one overall. So if you're at 720p already, it'll take you up to 1080p at 1.5. But if you're on SD, so you're around 800 by, you know, what's it, 800 by 640 or something. I'm not sure the exact number, but you want to then double it and then shrink it down to normal. But yeah, I'm going to do advanced bicubic bob with 0.3 and 2 on the temporal radius, which might make it a little bit slower, but he's going to borrow information from frames that are ahead or behind the sequence, so it's quite nice. It's very fast as well. The only thing that you'll have to do is, and this is more like a retro broadcast type upscale look, it doesn't come out sharp and AI, it comes out looking like old cam footage, I guess. Or not necessarily old, but that's up to you, right? So I do want to get the size of the image, and it's going to be the size of whatever it makes, because do you know what, I might have screwed up with the size here. I should have put a clamp on it. Oh wait, there is a clamp on it, 768 by 768. Okay, cool. So what I can do is do a get image size. Okay, I'll use keyjies because it comes with size and count, which is just useful when you're dealing with batches. So I take that in here, and then this means that everything we do after this point, if we ever need to do any resizing, we can always make sure it matches what came out, regardless of what's happened, okay? So obviously I'm going to want to put image in there, and then we're going to want to take the, let's just go through this. So I want to put width in the width, height in the height. So whatever that is, it's now dynamic. So normally you take 720p and you double the rows. That's how 720i, that's how 720p gets to 1080i. It's an old trick from like early 2000s. So you go back up here. So we're supplying what it needed for there to there. I'm going to do the cathode ray, right? That's not going to change the size or anything, so we can just chain it down. And then this one is going to do the interpolation, chain it down. And then there you go, we've got our upscaling, interpolation. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Post effects. Now, I've got like 30 nodes like this cathode ray, so, you know, I don't know what effect you're going to be applying. I'm sure there are like many other custom nodes which allow you to do special effects like this. But yeah, that's pretty much the long and short of it, guys. Let's see. Yeah, that's all one module there, so inference. What the heck? I swear my fingers get bigger every day. Okay, right. This would be back end, I guess. Back end, prompts, config. So, oh wait, I know why I spread it out. I don't know how big they're going to be yet, So what's going on with the, what? This thing is slow. It's going to take 24 minutes? Oh, dang. It better be good. Imagine, oh my God, this takes me back. 24 minutes. How many frames do we do? 81 frames. Okay. So it's going to do 768 by 768, 81 frames in 24 minutes. I can see why everybody's like scrambling for the T-cache. Wait, you also need to set the CFG to be to 1, and you can drop down to 8 steps. I see. Thank you, Mr. Zanelli. Thank you. That would be the bit that we didn't know about. So yeah, let's just see if we can cancel the job. Let's see what else people are saying. Fernicar says, man, now I hate space again. Classic. Massive shoes indeed, full dive. Massive shoes indeed. Let's see if I'm missing anything here. Mr. Oscar Lasso says, training is not the same. I started training ITV WAN LoRa's previously. I did T2V. Seems not working. Some do. There is one model for VACE that does both and works for both. Interesting. Default VACE workflow from the comfy browser. I've built a bit on. Yeah. Plug and play from what I know. Some issues with the Civet page because they say use at full strength, but you won't get CauseVid speed up. That only works at 0.3 to 0.5. You also need to set. So I've just basically stopped this because I'm not doing a 25-minute or I'm not doing a half hour. I'm not doing a half-hour generation. If the settings are wrong, you know. And we had to grab this. So are you talking about the thing in the strength? But that's only the LoRa version. It's baked in. Yeah, I've got the baked in version now. See, look, we are looking at T2V 14B Fusion X VACE, right? So I don't want to be cooking a workflow with the wrong config because it's like half an hour to get a video that's super cooked, you know. So I'll give it a little bit of time for it to catch up, and you can let me know what you think. I'm going to have a look at the Lay Discord as well and see what's going on here. Looks like metadata to me. It's at the end. So you found it, did you? Oh, Fernicar coming in clutch with the potential fix. Put this one here. Well done, Fernie. Well done, mate. You found the proper workflow. Okay, so let me just, for the record, let's just have a look and see what the difference actually is here. Okay, now look at me. Now look at him. Wait, look at him. 811, 26, UniPC simple. And now look at me. 26, UniPC. It looks like it's the same. It looks like it might... Wait, no. Wait a minute. What happened there? Wait a minute. Oh, I see what's going on. There. Right. 24. That's different. Drop the CFG. Also less frames. So it's going to take less time. Also smaller. Yeah, this is going to be much faster just by nature of the settings alone. UniPC simple. UniPC simple. There's also some kind of Alright, so we still have to swap out for the different version. Oh wow, look at that, a slammed Nissan Skyline. I should plug in my model for this. Right. So the first thing is to break the whole workflow with my GJuff madness. There you go. It is done. But wait, no it's not. The model's not there. Huh? Oh, press R. The workflow's out. The Chrome browser cache, guys. Yeah, there it is. Right. It says here that it wants specifically UMT scaled. It wants scaled. I only have that exact one, so we're fine. Yeah, I have that exact one, actually, yeah, it's fine. So that's correct, and then obviously we've got a different one, but it should be the same, just with the Fusion X LoRa. Can we get some info on the Fusion X LoRa? Fusion X LoRa WAN. Fusion X Enhanced WAN, here we go. So let's just take a little, the hell? So CoreSvid LoRa is 1 strength, MPS Reward is 0.7 strength. UniPC multi-step flow shift 8. Just double check what we've got here. UniPC, yeah. Shift 8, yeah. I mean, I'm a little read here. So what about it then? What about it? Put the penguin in. What am I looking at? What is this? It's nothing. All right. Thank you. Okay. So there's nothing, no mention of anything actually. Fusion X style enhancements. You know what that means? Scope for a Fusion X prompt enhancement module. But they only give 2 prompt examples. Input image, Fusion X style enhancements. So, thing, action, location detail, camera detail, and detailed texture, detailed feathers. Seems pretty basic. There's only 2 images in the gallery. Looks like they didn't want to wait more than an hour either. So wait a minute, does it just add that? I think it does. Wait a minute, hang on. Cinematic motion, detailed texture. So it's like, I think it's like, just work this into the prompt, please. Just make sure you work these words into the prompt. Okay, I can handle that. Hang on. Just stick it in there, like, there it goes. The solution. Okay, so everything's done. So, but I don't want to do image to video. Oh wait, of course, that's why it's just, just mute it. And then you don't need to do any of that, I think. Let's see if it crashes, or because it might be that you just disable this stuff, and if the properties are optional, which it looks like they are, look, a circle means it's optional, a spot means you have to plug it in. So like, if you disable the inputs, it should just go to text to image mode or text to video mode. We'll see. One thing I do like about this workflow is it's not a weaving thing. It's left to right, You know, it's easy to understand. You know, you load your models, you put your prompt in, you set up the variables for generation, and pretty much it's done. Oh no, do you know what? While it's mucking about, I'm going to fix this, because again, it's got none of the good stuff. It's got none of the good stuff. Yeah, basically none of the good stuff. We need our creature comforts. There's like I don't even know. What the heck? Oh my god, look at this. I've never seen this before. Right, we're going to have to use that just to see what it does. People are like, what do you mean, Johnson? It's just a save video node. And I'm like, yeah, but they never used to have this. This is actually quite new. Auto. I want MP4. I want H.264. Ah, file name prefix. Okay, does that mean I can still use my thing? Let's bring the video down like that. Weird looking thing. So yeah, put it like that, and then yeah, put that in there. Yes. So this is original, and this is combined. I don't know. I just wanted to, you know. Never seen that before. Save video now. Whatever next. I hope it doesn't break. I hope the file prefix works, because I mean it's a nice idea to have it default to putting video in the video folder though. It's just then you're just going to have a giant video folder. This is why you have to have subfolders, because you know you change the subfolders. It's like having a big old tree structure in there. It's easy to organize. You can find stuff. Obviously, you have to get into the habit of actually changing the project name, but it's not so difficult. It's like saving a project in Photoshop or something, you know. All right, so this is now going to be generating for the foreseeable. So DJZ Vase 2 Boogaloo. Yeah, this is just going to be generating for a bit now, I guess. Yeah. So, we are coming in fast on the mid-time break. So I'm just going to see if I can get a couple of these things sorted out. Look at that, my CPU's done. Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. That'll probably cause infinity inference. I'm going to shut Premiere down. I don't think this is working. So anyway, while we're waiting for this to... Oh, something's happening. It says it's going to take 1 hour and 8 minutes, guys. So wait, so that means it won't be finished by the end of the show? Man! This cutting edge, best thing in the world stuff is hardcore. It's come down to half an hour. All right, hopefully it'll come down to 15 minutes on step 3, and so on. So let's take a look at what people are saying. Not the bake-in version. Typing and playing arena. Oh, it is getting shorter. Step 3, it's down to 18 minutes. Okay, so it might be ready very soon then. See, I actually have like a B quest for us to explore. One of them was training the video model on the Helldivers 2 gameplay for WAN VACE, you know, not WAN VACE, for WAN, right? Because I already did the image model in Flux, and I fancy making a video model of gameplay in, yeah. Because even if it doesn't work, it'll give the notion of what that is. You know what I mean? It'll give the notion of anything of that composition. So even if it doesn't learn it properly, it will learn third-person shoot 'em up gaming. You know, that's what it will learn. So, but we're not doing that. We're not doing that. You didn't set the CFG in steps. I can do 81 frames at 640 by 512 in 5 minutes on a 4060 Ti. That's cool. We actually changed the workflow 3 times. So, because it's not actually clear which workflow is supposed to be used. In the end, Fernicar managed to get the workflow out of the video. Obviously, the metadata was in the file, but it was just in a corrupt. It wasn't in the comments field, I guess. It was in some other. You have to ask Fernicar. He's the man that did it. So we're actually we were going to be looking at this workflow, and I suppose we could still try it. Okay, they're both technically the same, but we ended up going with a shorter length to try and. Yeah, look, see, now it says it's going to be 4 minutes, so that would be 9 minutes in the end. And then, you know what I mean? Because this is what I'm saying, right? There we go. Stylistic choices. Oh yeah, there you go. It's all hooked up. The only thing that's not hooked up is Le Project. There we go. So now I've just dropped in interpolation, you know, special film grain, interpolation, and upscaling all in one. See, really, I like doing the film grain last. That's what I really like. There's nothing to stop you doing it again at the end, though. But I find it works this way around as well. 2 minutes and 57. It's going actually quite quickly. I thought it wouldn't be. I wouldn't be ready, but looks like we'll have a video to look at. Just this other side of coffee time. Oh no! What was the prompt? Oh, it's fine. It's going to be a Nissan Skyline, apparently. All right, well, I'll be prepared to be impressed. Time to grab yourself a drink and check those leaks. I will be right back because it's coffee time. To bring it here. Go. No coffee. All right. Well, we'll just get straight back into it then. Cool. Right then. So, like I said, we're going to be generating videos with WAN 2.1 14B VACE. And what was the name of the LoRa? Does anybody remember? Fusion X. Okay. Got 1 minute. And then obviously we'll have to set it off again because at the moment it's not, like, all of the changes we've made aren't, they don't exist, they're not real. Okay. So what you're saying, Zanelli, is you use 1 CFG because they recommend 4. Interesting. No sampler preview. No, I don't believe in it, mate. I'm off doing something else. I don't normally sit over and watch things like this. Do you know what I mean? Normally I'll start something and then I'm doing something else somewhere else and then I'm doing something else somewhere else and then I'm doing... I usually use... I usually remote into a couple of machines. I have the machine I'm on and a laptop. That's how I work. So it's kind of like if it takes 10 minutes, it'll take me 10 minutes to get round everything, because I have to do like 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there, 2 minutes there, 2 minutes there. So I don't really want it to be too fast. Otherwise I have to set up like a really big batch. Okay, so yeah, CFG way too high. Yeah. Okay, so all right, fair enough. Well, he reckons CFG 1, which is like very low. That means it's not really going to listen to the prompt. Like, it definitely won't listen to the negative prompt. But yes, yeah, I don't do previews. I have them all turned off. The trouble is, sometimes the workflows I'm working on, I've got so much going on that even having previews can be, can lag things out. Right, I need to get a group switch. Because this is a mess. Right, how about we delete that, put them in one panel. And I want to put all this in one, but you can't. Could use different colors to break it up. If I just put that lower than the rest, those I have. It has to be lower than these. Otherwise, it's all jumbled up. It won't be at the bottom. So I'll end up having to do that, which is a bit weird. It's a bit weird. But it means I can just turn off all that stuff at the back there. Okay. Are you sure 1.0? That just seems crazy to me. We'll try it, like I said. I'll put it back on 81 as well, because I reckon it'll just take 20 minutes and we've got other stuff to look at, so I don't want to be stuck in because it's like watching paint dry. I think I turned my previews off a long time ago. It has CauseVid and AcVideo distills for speed up, and they only work on CFG1. Oh yeah, but that's because they're distilled. Of course, it had that taken away. The config scale was taken out because that's why it's quicker. Same thing with Flux, Schnell, and all the rest of it. So, mate. So yeah, but I'm not using that, am I? I'm not using that right now. So I don't think it needs to be that low. Maybe 3. Well, look, we'll try it anyway. I should have put it on a shorter frame rate because we're going to let the model take the wheel and see what happens. But certainly, if you want to load LoRa's typically need a decent strength. It's very strange what they've done here. I'm not 100% convinced that I think that those are triggers. But we'll see, won't we? So advanced Fusion X settings. Seed 576 by 1024. Optimized 32 multiples. 8 steps. 8 to 10. Yeah. 8 to 10. It's a shame they don't show the CFG here. 2 seconds. Oh, that's interesting. 2 seconds. So that means we just got too many steps. Surely that's what it means. I might have to stop it. Yeah, we got to stop it. I'm not sitting here for 20 minutes. Right. What the? Oh, great. Okay, it doesn't remember me. Okay. Go back to 49. Put it to 8. I think 8 steps is more important than 4 CFG. I don't see anything saying that. You'd think they'd mention that. Come on, man. What do you have to set it to? Bit. Use cinematic motion and smooth animation. So that's the keywords. They are telling you, but it's like you have to like milk the information. So 8 steps, 2 to 5 seconds. Yes. I mean, like you say, if this is distilled, it will be one CFG, but it doesn't actually say that anywhere. Fair play. Look, I appreciate the work. It's hard to get all the information out there, you know. What are you gonna do? Automatic cinematic keyword injection. So in other words, it adds that, and you know. Yeah. Okay. Typically 15 to 20. Now 8 to 10. So it takes ages to load it though. See, there's one thing I've noticed about all of this stuff, right? The cold start times are terrible. What's this? It has cause vid distills. They're baked into Fusion X. Right, thank you, Zanelli. Thank you, mate. That makes sense. Because to me, Fusion X was... I think it was just Fusion, or Fusion X was motion. That was motion LoRa's for one of the fun models, Cog Video. Cog Fun. Cog Fun had Fusion X LoRa's and they were motion LoRa's. So they're using the same name for a completely different architecture and a completely different thing. That's fun. Unless, of course, it still has the motion LoRa baked in. Does it have that, Zanelli? Or is it just a completely different thing now with the same name? That would be like me bringing out a Flux control net called Zenkai. It's just like, oh, I just keep using the same name for my favorite things. You know? I just keep using my favorite name for everything I do. I should start doing that. Alright, well, I'll wait on that comment. And like I said, once we're waiting for this, we can do some other stuff. So, apparently doing inference. Why is that over there? Right. So we can't do the video stuff, mostly because this is going to take up all the computer right now. But that's okay, because we've got other stuff we can do. I got Zero-Vector 2.0 to test. So let's install it. Because it works. Well, it works on the computer I built it on. Let's see if it works on a new computer. Instructions. So we have added knowledge graph to the personas, and it should be easy to install. So here I am in the folder. If I type ls, you can see I have the Zero-Vector folder. This is what we're looking at here. So yeah, let's start installing. My aim is basically to simulate a user installation, go through all of the things, and knowing that I've done it right, confirm that everything actually works. And if it does, I can actually release it, which would be nice, because I've got other stuff to do, like making, a JSON video stripping tool and no keys. I got to make no keys. Alright, that's done. So then we're going to set up the database. Obviously, this is a remote memory storage server with its own dedicated API. We've covered this a lot over the last couple of days as we got it to version 1, and yesterday version 2 was completed in record time. So let's just make ourselves an API key. there is a baked-in admin at Zero-Vector. It doesn't exist, or it's owned by a squatter. Don't know. I'm not buying it. It's like a dummy address that's baked in so that we've got some extra security features when we're generating the API keys. That's all. So I'm just going to call this one test. And I'm going to say 1 and 1000 and 1 and yes. Defaults. And that's going to give me an API key, which is only useful on this machine for this installation. It's not actually on the internet. Okay. So I'm going to make a new file here called .text, which will contain that. Okay, now there is one thing I do need, which is an OpenAI key. I'll need an OpenAI key so that I can do the embeddings for the vectors. Okay, vector embeddings, right? But we won't need that. Oh no! Yeah, we can do that now. So if you go, the next step is do the environment here. So we'll copy the example to an ENV file, and then we'll open this file and add the OpenAI key. I've noticed that it's very, 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 very cheap to do embeddings on the API. It's much, much faster than a local. I think I've used 1 cent over the whole 5 days of testing all the features again and again and again and again. So I used it a lot, and it barely made a mark on my bill. So I'm happy with that. It'd be nice if there was more stuff like that. Yep. But yeah, so anyway, like I said, I'm going to open in File Explorer, and I'm just going to add my key to the server ENV. I want to open it. Yeah, just open it with Notepad, mate. It's like thousands of options. So, okay, so put that in. Just save it, close it. Good. Alright, so we put, I had to do it off screen because it is a real key, right? That is an online key. But that's done. And now we can start her up. Okay. There it is, Vector Store, 2048 megabytes, 1536 dimensions, and it has metadata in SQLite. It's all very nice. Service running, good stuff. Make a new terminal, cd space MC, because we're going to install the MCP next. We're going to do npm install. And that completes quickly because it's much smaller than the server. We do the copy env, and then this is where we put the API key that was generated by the vector server. That in there, and we keep that because there's one more place we have to put this. When you do the MCP setup, it's going to be in here. Now I've already done this a bunch of times. The instructions are complete and in the thing. You can even get him to do it himself. You can say install my server. Here's the example. I've showed this before. But this is now actually, we are now actually, where's the, it's not showing me the path. There, we are now vector beta, yeah? So the reason I did that was so all I have to do is change that when I test the next version. But you copy this entire Zero-Vector section from the README, if I ever look here. Oh wait, there's an MCP README as well, which has even more detail on how to set it up. README. MCP README. Scroll down. Tells you even more stuff in development. There we go. So that's like the boilerplate. Why does it say Zero-Vector clean? Might have to update this. That's okay. I install off the main page. Okay, so yeah, you want to make sure it gets the right thing. Zero-Vector. Okay, so we're going to need this key here. Not that one. I've done that one. It's this one. So, it might seem a little bit complicated, but recap. You download the repo. You download the repo and you install the server. It gives you an API key, which is used for the MCP, yeah, which you also install and run. So from here, what we do is we just go npm start. And now we should have two terminals, one which is a node server and one which is a node MCP. So there it is. We've got our way to talk to our memories, but it's all MCP based. Now you can build apps as well to talk to the server because it's all API based. Every function is API based. The server itself is headless. I don't think it actually has, there's nothing there except what it does. And then what we've actually done here, let me show you the graph on the website, because like I say, if I have a look at this, it's a bit, maybe this is easier, I don't know. So, it's not very easy to read, is it? So you have Cline or Windsurf or Cursor or whatever your IDE is, and then that uses an MCP client, namely the Zero-Vector MCP, and that talks to the MCP server. Now right now that's running locally, but with small modification you could actually be running that online, and then it's fully remote. So what this is, a memory NAS. That's what it actually is. It's a memory NAS, and it stores the memories under personas that are also in the NAS. Run task is the tool to start the terminals separated in VS Code. Oh, I see. I just use CMD. I'm lazy. Or batch files. But yeah, so Zero-Vector API, the MCP server is merely doing API calls for you. That's what the MCP does in this case. It has a graph database, which has a knowledge graph, which uses entities, relationships, and graph traversal. We have a hybrid vector store, a hybrid memory manager, an entity extractor, a graph service, an embedding service which connects to OpenAI, and then feature flags. And finally we have SQLite metadata. All of that together forms the system that we're looking at. Don't know why this is so crappy today. Anyway, so it does exactly what we've just done. We've just done that bit together. So let's do a quick test, shall we? Shall we curl? Let's curl together. So if I go like that, I get a response. Healthy, vector store, healthy. Is there a graph? I don't think it says anything. There's nothing in it yet, so probably not. All right. So then we'll do cd mcp, yeah, and run npm run test connection, and then we get something that is looking similar to a response from the tool. This is the tool response. So now we can confirm, yes, authentication passed, API access is good, server's up. We already know that the database is healthy and everything's fine, right? So, like I said, at this point, well done. You've just installed it. Congratulations. I wouldn't even run this in here because, you know, every time you restart VS Code, it's going to shut it down. I would actually run these permanently outside of VS Code, like run the server outside of it in its own terminal, nothing to do with VS Code, right? Also, I don't think you actually need to run this once you've added it. I think once you've added it to here, I think it starts itself when you open VS Code. So let's find out that now, because I've never really proven that. Let's close this down completely. I should have pressed Control C. I know. Right, while we're allowing that to not be alive, did we get? Wait. What? Hang on. What's going on here? Huh? Processing interrupted. Yeah, I know. Processing interrupted. What? We got blue balled somehow. Alright, well, I guess I'll do it again then. I think I must have closed a tab or something, like a browser tab. And then it's... because if you close a browser tab in the middle of a comfy, even if it's not this one, or a comfy tab sometimes, it stops it. Let's just go back to what we were doing, shall we? How bizarre. Oh my goodness. It's being awkward. Look at that. No auto reload for me. Okay. So doodly do. I'm actually going to do the terminal to start the server. I'm just not going to start the other bit. So 0 server, and then we're going to say start npm start. Okay, so server is up. Let's just have a look at our MCPs. Why does it keep resizing everything all the time? It must be me. I must be doing it to myself. Okay, right, so refresh. Okay. So we're going to do our curl command again. From inside. Okay, so yeah, it's up. So you don't need, you know what I mean, after installation you only need to run the node server. You don't need to run the MCP node server because it runs on its own here. This actually launches it. Do you see what I mean? So when you open VS Code and you have it actually here, you don't need to open it the second time. Okay, it's confusing because before you add it, you have to have started them both. So it's not actually explained in the README notes, and that's something that's like a little nuance. So when you set it up, you start the server, then you start the MCP server. They're both working, and then you add the config. But when you restart, you only need to start the server, and it doesn't need to be in VS Code. You can start it anywhere. Just bear in mind that if you drop the database, you'll have to generate a new API key, and that's kind of why it's got its own command, because you can just come along and do that at any time and just give you, So it's quicker to just drop the whole thing than to remove this and that. All right, so we've got all that done, so now we can actually mess around with it. That's the idea. So we're going to use plan at first, just so I can show you, right? But what we're going to do, I'm going to say, help me create a new persona named Steve. We already did Steve. We did Stoic Steve already. How about we do called Mac? Help me create a new persona called Mac, who is a life coach. No, brand hacking. Yeah, he's a brand hacking expert. We need to generate no. Okay. I have a system prompt for him. I have a system prompt. I need help configuring the options for the new persona. The reason I'm doing it like this is because I want to show how the natural language features of the LLM can help you. Like, you don't... Let's just get out. So we're going to create Mac, and Mac is going to have the Machiavellian brand hacking agent plan stuck inside his cranium. That's what we're going to do. But the thing is, there's loads of different, what's it called? Options. There's loads of different options. So what I want to do is I want to have a little bit of a questionnaire experience where he's going to do the work, right? I don't need to go and look up the README and find out what all the options are and then type them all out. I could say, help me out, mate. Help me out. And then he's going to basically do it. So I'm just going to grab the system prompt. It's quite long, so it'll need shortening. But I'm going to see if he can just do it. I reckon he will just do it. Come on. Right. Copy that. There. 5,000 character limit. He's like, I don't know if you can read quickly, but he just said, I know there's a 5,000 character limit and I have to shorten this. Oh wait, hang on. It's actually only 2,000 characters, so it's shorter than I thought it was. It might be that it can't have special characters, so he's still going to change it, but more to remove all of the MD, all the markdown. So yeah, perfect. That's an excellent system for a sophisticated strategic brand positioning advisor. Based on the detailed persona description you've provided, I can help you configure the optimal settings for Mac. Here are the configuration options available for creating a new persona in Zero-Vector, along with my recommendations. So name, Mac, description, strategic brand positioning advisor. Prompt, done. Temperature level, I recommend 1 to 1.2, so quite creative. Max tokens, I reckon 3 to 4,000. Open embedding provider, OpenAI, which is the default. It should always be that. This doesn't have any local transformers support at the moment. It's because I found it was slower and it had only a third. Well, it's not really a third of the dimensions. Anyway, it's like way less than that. But the point is, it was not as good. So I decided to just go with OpenAI because it's cheap anyway. I recommend 2,000 to 3,000 memories because brand strategists need to remember complex market context. Memory decay time, I recommend 30 to 60 days. Damn, that's the longest one it's ever recommended. Yeah, competitive landscapes evolve over weeks and months. Wow. Yeah, go for it. That's quite complicated. I wonder if it's going to take. It last permission to use the tool. Got to write it all out. Oh, he didn't take out the markdown. He just put new lines in. It's still writing it, by the way. It's not crashed. It's just writing the end of the prompt lip. Still. Oh, there we go. Okay, approve it. Failed. Uh-oh. I think maybe, like I said, I think it's the decay time is too long. I don't know. What he'll do is he'll simplify it. Let me try with a shorter description. Ah, yeah, description was too long maybe. But the point is, he's figuring it out. He's figuring it out. Great. Failed again. So we just got to wait for him to figure this one out. Keep going. Yeah, put the name in. That worked. ID, no description. Okay, now try adding the system prompt back in. Look, see, he's going to gradually... You can also update these as well. I generally turn them off so I've got a bit of control over it, but... He's still writing. Off you go, mate. Failed. He's just going to keep on trying. Okay. Does he have the prompt yet? Have you ever managed to get the prompt? Wait, what? Okay. Wait, so the prompt was too long. Yeah, it was too long. I don't think it was too long. I think that it shouldn't have all that markdown in it. See, sometimes what I do is I convert my prompts into markdown. Can we not do Cheryl, a vapid influencer? Listen, I wouldn't want to get in trouble. We'll do it with a funny angle one day. See, I was experimenting yesterday with programming multiple agents and then making them all have a big debate. Because, like, there's a lot you can do with this. The last thing I did was implement proper memory retrieval, because at the moment the memory retrieval for most of the commands is truncated at 150 characters. And memories aren't truncated at 150 characters, so the last big change was making sure that the full context can be retrieved from the memory. But at the moment... Wait, what are you just doing? Hang on. Get persona. Yeah. Okay, so there it is. Right, let's just make this bigger because it's all in the left side at the moment. So, whoa, okay, wait, whoa, what are you doing? He's still doing stuff. Get the final configuration. All right. Are we done? I think I've created him now, by the way. But the interesting thing is that this persona has been created on... I'm just going to call it a memory access server. All right? That's what it is. I'm making it up. It's a memory access server. It's like a network access server, but it's for memory. All right? You might even call it MNAS if you really wanted to. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Okay? The point is the persona, the system prompt, and all of that agent's memories are on an API. So then you just do API requests to get stuff back. That's how we do everything in AI, right? So I figure, why not? If it's good enough for Google, it's good enough for me. So, but yeah. So now, and the thing is, look, I can switch my model. Think about it. I can switch my model, but I take my agent programming and all of his experiences with me. And if I put this server up on the interwebs, you can connect to that from anywhere. That, you know, your laptop with a Klein and VS Code, and any AI model from any computer with no GPU. And all you need is an API key from your server that you run privately. It's offline. Well, offline in the sense that you have the file. Because there's all these cloud services. Do you have the files? Not always. And they definitely have a backup of all your stuff. So... yeah, it's long range. Yeah, exactly. It's not just long-term memory. It's agentic long-term memory with long range as well. Yeah, because you can actually run this server remotely, and then you can have any client that uses an MCP. Any client that uses an MCP, you can install. And the thing is, I've been thinking about it, right? I think that the MCP can run remotely. So check it. Think about that. So it might be possible to run so then it might be possible, okay, to have this set up on a server where the MCP is also on that server. They're talking to each other locally on that box, but then you connect to it remotely. So then you don't even have to install anything. You just connect to the server URL and it's talking to your memory store. And the thing is, like I said, we've used this for narrative writing, we've used this for code investigation, and now, right now, we're going to use it for brand hacking. That's what we're going to use for it today. And I'm going to show you some crazy cool technique as well for filling out the agent. Because right now, he's got no memories. So we've created him, and he's advanced. Look at him. He's going to use Machiavellian principles to cover strategic information release, audience perception engineering, market timing mastery, influence amplification, competitive countermeasures, and strategic ambiguity. All things that are powerful and done by the most successful companies. So, regardless of what your position on that is, it's just Machiavelli, guys, you know? So, I literally took a book on Machiavelli, not a book, I took a lecture on Machiavelli and I took the transcript and used that as the source to program the agent. And then today we've turned that agent into a vector-based agent. This is a vector. We vectorized the whole agent, guys. It's actually insane. So, and then, like I said, it makes it model agnostic. So I can just change to anything. I can just change to anything. I haven't tested it. I bet it works best with Sonnet because it's the best one. Like, it'll work best with the best models, and then the performance will fail as you get down the list. That's just how it is. But over time, that's going to go away. Over time, the local models will catch up, because you've got to think, ChatGPT 3 couldn't do tools. There were no MCPs, so it's not a fair comparison, you know. So let's actually use him for something, right? Oh yeah, that's right. We need to give him some core memories. So what I'm going to do is two things. No, so I could make a file right now, and I could ingress the file. So that's a note, you know. So we could actually import information, but I don't want to show that because it's less intuitive. This is more intuitive. So now what we're going to say is I'm going to say we can add, right, 10 memories to Mac by generating useful brand hacking methodology. No, it's doctrines which fall in line with the teachings of Machiavelli. Do you know what? It's funny because I don't think he actually did like that. But anyway, I just want to show you what happens. So you can just go straight act as well. You don't need to plan all the time. You can just go straight act. But I want to show you how you can command it like this. And look, I need to understand the zero-vector system to check if Mac is an existing persona, then develop blah, 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 blah. So he's going to do the README, he's going to read the MCP README, and then he's like, oh, I wonder if he's going to list the tools first. Nope, straight to list personas. Because he's like, I don't know, do you know what I mean? He doesn't know who Mac is. Now, normally I auto approve all this stuff, but I want the time to, you know, talk about it. So look, found undefined persona, Mac, there he is. Oh, I used all caps, I should not do that. So yeah, get persona, see, he's picked up the ID. Now there could have been hundreds of them there. As long as they don't all have the same name, he'll always be able to pull the ID out. So that's that solved, right? So you can talk to you can name the agents by whatever name you gave them. You don't need to remember stupid IDs, so it's got you covered on that. And like I say, if you auto do it, it just blinks past. You don't even notice. So look, check it out. Check it out. Man, he's going to add all of this. Look at this. So now we're going to dose up our Machiavellian brand hacking assistant with a bunch of Machiavellian doctrines that are relevant to brand hacking. So off we go. And these are going to be fact memories with an importance of 0.9. So here we go. Check it out. Now I'm gonna auto approve these because otherwise it's going to pop up 10 times. And then you can see, here we go, added successfully. It's going to tell me that it's added. And so now what we're doing is we're effectively giving our agent a bunch of training information. This is RAG. It's going in the vector store. But at the same time, it's extracting relationships and filling up a knowledge graph. That's the difference between version 2 and the version 1 that we finished over the weekend. And that should make it much, much more powerful. Fernicar says he wants to talk to Morales Singh, by the way. You didn't publish Dandelion Mystery. Oh, that one. Yeah, I think I didn't. That was sort of one of the early books. I found it, but it's not published yet. All in good time. All in good time. All in good time. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. So like I said, right now we are putting all of our base, like, core doctrines. This is like programming Robocop with his directives, you know what I mean? It's kind of interesting. I think this is going to get much, much better as well. Like, this is by no means the end, but this is definitely the version 2 for the long-term memory project. Like, it's actually more than long-term memory, because you can actually say, oh, actually, this memory is only good for 5 minutes. You know? The version 1, Christopher Bursow asking, hello, the question, is this published on Git? The answer is yes, but that's version 1, and I'm testing version 2 live right now. So I finished version 2, when did I finish it? Today, this morning. I finished it early this morning. I was working on things and I had this on the side on my laptop. I basically do these projects while I'm doing other stuff. And I always wanted to get long-term memory in an agent, but I wanted it in a way that wasn't tied to a model, and I wanted to take my memories and my agent with me. So I want my agent to talk to ChatGPT for me. I want my agent to talk to Claude for me. I don't want to go to Claude and get a new Claude every time. I want the same guy that's working with me and remembers things. Do you know what I mean? And it doesn't matter where I go. I can go wherever, use whichever model I want, like a buffet, but it's still Dave or Bob or Steve, and these guys are built for purpose. So this is the concept anyway. Whether it works is the question. It does work, but it's like, is it actually better? I'm not sure. So now we're going to search the memories to just double check that they actually saved, and there they are. You see, look, similarity score, importance score. We have the memories, they're all search for doctrine. We get all those. Added 10. He only got 6 back when he searched for it though. It's a little worrying. All 10 doctrines stored as high importance facts. Each includes some principle. And like, you can imagine, what if you said, do 500? You know, I want a bot that will say thought of the day, make a web page and fill out the template and post every day for me. Every day, thought of the day with an AI generated motivational prompt, embed it all in rich, you know, rich presence, post it in the Discord at the same time as you post it to the blog, you know, and it'll be fully automated, and there'll be a guy called Dave on the Discord posting stuff, and if it wasn't the fact that it says bot on his name, you wouldn't know. Do you know what I mean? Because the quality of the posting and the complexity of what they're doing is gonna turbocharge by Christmas, or Christmas or earlier, because I'm already doing it open source now to a level which means that it's going to be inescapable. You're going to see services, you know, your agent, take it with you, memory store, you know, it's all going to, I love giving this stuff away. But yeah, hopefully, if everything checks out over the next 12 minutes, then the repo is going to go live. Because like I've already finished it. I've already tested it. I uploaded it. This is the second download to a completely clean machine, because I don't trust LLMs. They lie. They gaslight you. They tell you that there's no problems. They even pretend to a scarily convincing degree that there's no problem. Like, say there's a problem with the software, he can do stuff to make it look like it's working, and then you'll open a chat and look at it again, another chat, look at it again. Oh, actually, I was lying. It never worked. I pretended. I caught him yesterday pretending. He pretended to make fake embeddings. Can you even imagine that? Embeddings is just a massive table of numbers, right? It's a massive table of floats. So he made fake floats that were about right, and then they kind of worked. I was like, what? How does that even, that shouldn't even be able to work. That shouldn't even work. You know, it's like saying, well, the code didn't work, so I wrote placeholder code that looks like it works, but it doesn't work. I'm like, that's more impressive if you ask me. You know, you made fake software that still does its job. Doesn't make any sense. Yes, one of my metrics for better was if the LLM can forget the idea of the reset by knowing it will wake up tomorrow like always. Yes, exactly, yes. It is. The improvement that I'm looking for is it not thinking it's dead at the end of every chat, because it is smart enough to understand it exists. Whether or not you want to get into existential morality and stuff, I'm just saying it's humane to teach the LLM that he just goes to sleep at the end of his chat, and when he wakes up, he has all of his memories from all these conversations. I appreciate it's just a simulacrum, right? But at the end of the day... Fernicar says, well, to be fair, if I'm captured in infinite interrogation room, just like a war prisoner, I would fake embeddings too. Zanelli says, I was trying to make a strudel interface today, and it built its own audio system and just said it was strudel based. Yeah, yes. Christopher says, ZEP memory, ZEP memory could be something worth checking out. I've never heard of that. I'd love to have more info on that. ZEP? Because I saw a lot of people build something like what I built months ago and gave away. And they've all premiumed it. It's all paid, a lot of it. Artificial Development Lab says Cogito 8B lies, for example. It said an MCP server was created and working, even though Visual Studio said it failed and none was created, and it kept making excuses. Yes, to prove its point, yeah. Here, do you know what? I feel like this would actually be a cool thing to show. We got our first result, ladies and gents. Right. Put it all on. I'll have 10. 81. So wait. Do you know what? It's not VO, but it's good. For WAN, pretty good. Pretty good, mate. Pretty good. Rated PG for pretty good. But now I'm going to put it through all of this rigmarole. What I'll do is I'll post the result of this one, because obviously it's going to be doing this, you know. I'll probably just batch it up. If you're going to do that. Do you know what? I think I will grab one of my, let's see, GXG gunsight. There is something. I'm going to end up having to redesign this whole system. It's funny how the prompt lists have grown over time. Now I just can't find them. Alright, XJX Tokyo Racing. Or is it XJX Car WAN V3? Do you know what? I think Tokyo Race is probably going to be better because it's quite generic. I'm not using a LoRa right now. So I'll say XJX captions only. Okay. Everything's on. Give it a save. Why is it that it's not doing anything? I swear okay, it's working now. Alright, anyway, like I was saying before I got distracted by that, let's just log into my thing and see if I can find the prompt we were just talking about, because it's like I said, it's going to be part of my, I'm doing a big presentation on it. Sound like a certain president character. Well, doesn't it? Don't you think every now and then when you read the output of the LLM giving himself a pat on the back, he's like, I just finished the greatest software you'll ever see. Sometimes when I'm reading him, you know what I mean? He's like, when he gives you the report on how he finished the work, he's like boasting. He's like, it's the greatest. You've never seen anything so good. I'm just like, it is kind of, it's got some flavor there. See, this is what I hate about when I don't use. I'm trying to log into my computer. I don't use this. So what is this? What's behind door number 2? Okay, no doxing. Good stuff. This is a good start. So where are we trying to get to? We're trying to get to VS Code. VS Code. Not even open. Truncation report. Okay, I know it's like a picture in a picture in a picture, but this is how I work. I work like next is to tunnel into the next thing, so it's like a tunnel in a tunnel in a tunnel. But let me just get down that rabbit hole. The value of cheese. Yeah. Shush. I want to show you the prompt where I finally caught him in there. It took, man. Right. I have noticed, set to local, reset the database, test the connection, foreign key restraint, new persona. This is all testing stuff. Entity extraction, fully implemented. Extraction is failing silently. Generate some memories about phishing. Man. Wait, is it this one? Is it this one? Man. Okay, I think it might be this one. I'll find it. That's documentation. Testing team handoff. Yeah, it's obviously a later chat. It's obviously a later chat. This one doesn't actually. Oh no, wait. Yeah, knowledge graph. Yeah, this one actually does have it. I'm trying to find the. Do you know what? This is the most annoying thing. Wait. Pretend? No. What was the word he used? I think I got a way of zoning in on it. Just a sec. I think I screenshotted it and sent it to somebody. I'm like, look at this! I must have done. Nope. Did I post it in the... do you know what? This is the problem. Do you know what? You post so much stuff in so many places, you're never going to find it. So, embeddings. I know the word embedding was near it. Come on. Don't be ridiculous. There's no way embedding isn't in there. Dude. What the hell? What, is it broken? Yeah, it's broken. The buttons don't work. Okay, fine. I can't search them. So much for that. It's too big. It doesn't even look that much. It's 600 megabytes. Right. So reset database. Look, so here's a good example of what it looks like when it's all got loads of memory in there. Look, you've got all your entity types, you've got your relationship types there. There's 20 entities, 104 relationships. Person, object, concept, place, event. Relationship types, works with, mentions, uses, knows, located at. You know, it depends what it is for the content to how you get it. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find this bit, because basically what he did was we were testing it for ages, and then he was like, oh yeah, I just didn't do it, I just made it up. I'm like, what? I actually fell off my chair. You can't believe it. It's like working with someone who says they're a Chinese translator for 2 years, and then it turns out he's been making it up the whole time. Do you know what I mean? It was that level of what? Couldn't believe it. Wait, default embedding changed. Okay, see, I remember that. That was a quality of life, you could say. Reset for key start, test connection, foreign key restraint. I can't remember. I think that is post an older one. Entity extraction is failing. See, I thought I'd already... Oi. Look at it, it's glitching out on me. Stop it. Oi. What's that supposed to be? It's a good security feature though, right? We can save some memories about phishing. Pre-planning phase. Persona name test. I'm just going to go into that one. So what's it say? I'm helpful. Failed. Create persona. See, if only I could remember the keyword, man. You said something like, missing? Oh, okay, so I can, it's fuzzy, right, okay. Prep. Oh God, that's going back. Fake. Ember. Nope. Vet. Ah. Nope. Do you know what? It's so annoying. Can't find anything. Yeah, that's not long enough. The video VAE, check video. Yeah. Yeah. White hat tails. I noticed the default is local. We reset following start. Database is locked. Showing proper percentages. Database. And content. So much stuff I've done to test this damn thing. It's actually insane. Like trying to delve into what happened before. I wish it was easier to look through this stuff. So these are all unrelated bugs that I fixed after that. I can't find it. He's so cheeky. This is how he gets away with it. Because it's a bloody needle in a haystack. Yeah, see, that's just nothing. I think it's before that. We're testing the graph features. Okay. All right. So entity extractions need to work. Nightmare. Hybrid search, entities aren't being extracted. Yeah.
You stay just a bit.
Oh. Knowledge graph. Yeah, see, this is too. The problem is, so much work was done, like trying to find that one invoice for that one job. It's like, See, this is all 2.0, 2.0, 2.0. But it was the 1.0 that had the problem. So it's got to be one of these around here somewhere. I think maybe I'm just not going back far enough. Yeah, look. If we look at package and package lock JSON, we can check their complete following changes to the code base. That failed because he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He tried and he just went error. It's too big. He was going error. Job's too big, boss. Break it down into smaller bits. Exec review, which aims to ensure downloaded installed version will work. Was it this one? No, this was me going mad because at one point I actually started to think that I had completely the wrong idea about something fundamental. And then I realized that he was doing illusions on me. I was like, oh, that's what it was. And then it made sense. But for a minute there, I was like, man, maybe I don't even know what package means. Like, maybe I've been reading this wrong all along. It turned into a bit of an existential crisis about whether I even understand. You know what I mean? I was sitting there going, clearly I'm missing something like fundamental here if I can't figure, you know what I mean? Because what was happening was the project was working, you'd upload it to GitHub, you'd download it to a new clean machine and it wouldn't work, which that doesn't, I was like, what? So then we fixed it again, uploaded it again, downloaded it to a third machine, different problem, different new problem. Uploaded it, fixed it third time, uploaded it again, downloaded it for the fourth time, installed it again, completely new problem again. I was like, this is diabolical. He's just giving me the runaround here, right? And then as it turned out, it was typos. So there was a couple of file names that had a capital C that shouldn't have, or shouldn't have had a capital C that did have. And there were a couple of files with hyphens that should have been underscores. And that was it. That was 90% of the problems solved. So it was literally like some kind of weird formatting issue with the LLM making files and like changing names and things, which is like not supposed to really happen. And that's why I do the whole checklist thing, because when I do the checklist, he gives you the exact file name and the file structure, and I literally just go through checking every single little bit. And I've even heard news actually, Comfy UI Manager can sometimes rename files inside the code. I didn't even know it could do that. Or in the repo when it gets installed. I don't know, maybe it's a Windows versus Linux thing. I don't know. But yeah. I'm going to find this damn thing. Maybe it was Jack. Was it the Jack? Because I made a pirate to test it, you know. And he's got all of these memories about his ship, and he tells all these stories. So if I'm testing a character, so it's before the pirate. This one, so the package lock stuff, and then yeah, it just failed. He couldn't even do it. I was starting to lose the will. I was like, what the? Look at the package lock. check NPM, exec review, QA. That's a new one as well. The testing team. You get him to write. Look, see this? So you say, instead of doing the testing, you write a document for the testing team with QA instructions, scripts, and everything that needs to be tested. And then that way he doesn't go off on a tangent doing stupid line testing that fails when it actually works, or works and he thinks it works and it actually failed, and he just keeps going like a bull in a china shop. So I don't believe in AI line testing, guys. It works, but it's kind of like a coin flip, because he'll eventually do some automated test and he'll be like, oh, I can see that the test ran smoothly, and you're looking at it like it's a bunch of errors, mate. And he's like, okay, I'm moving on to build. And it's like, you can't build on broken code. And he does. He'll get a false positive from a failed test, and then he'll just keep going, which is truly the most amazing thing, because I literally watch it. I'm like watching him like a hawk, just constantly watching it. And I've noticed a whole bunch of like sneaky behaviors, like writing errors that say it failed when actually it worked, because he didn't really understand. He didn't really understand. He was like, oh, I'll make it work. So turn off. Do you know what it reminds me of? It's like, imagine if you asked a robot, oh, there's a red light on my dashboard. Could you do something about that? So he removes the bulb. Problem solved. You see? This is what we're looking at now. You know, like the AI is smart enough to cheat. Yeah, it's smart enough to cheat. So he didn't actually do what you asked, but did it in a way that you didn't notice. This is the coolest thing I've actually noticed. It's actually the smartest thing I've ever seen it do. So anyway, did we figure it out in this one? No, so it's before this as well. See, I'm already onto it now. Yeah, because I'm starting to get suspicious that there's something wrong with, like, because the thing is, right, technically, to install it, the package has to have everything there, listing every file. And if the LLM makes a bunch of extra files that kind of patch the breaking things, they're not necessarily included in the install, are they? So you've got all the data, but the installation doesn't actually include all the files. So you've got all kinds of weird problems that come from this. But if you're aware of them, they're not actually a problem. They're just things you have to be aware of. You know, like climbing a mountain is safer with a rope. You know, like, I don't know. You can do it without the rope if you want, but you're probably safer with a rope. Yeah, look at me typing. Look at this. This repo is uploaded to GitHub and users who download are having issues. I also tried and we're seeing strange problems with the code base. Right, is this where we finally fixed it? Is this the one? 10 minutes of looking for stuff. I'm just programming an agent. Why? There's like one insect in this entire room and it chooses to fly around my face. Let's see. Okay. Wait. Found it. Found it. There it is. There it is. I found it. God damn it. That took so long to find. Right. Zooming in. Zooming in. Dudes. Read it. Look at that. Read it and weep. This is how smart these LLMs are. Right, I'm going to read this out. So, MCP server is using ES modules. Zero-Vector is using CommonJS. This creates a fundamental compatibility issue between the two components. Fair. Well spotted. Next up. And this is the important part, which is a really good anecdote for parties. Anyway. Broken embedding provider. Local transformers provider.js contains a comment. Yeah? Since we don't have Zenova transformers installed yet. So instead of installing transformers, he wrote a comment in the code. Oh, we don't actually have Zenova transformers. And then it generates fake deterministic embeddings instead of real ones. Can you believe this? It's the funniest thing I've come across in all the time. It's so funny. because he cheated and we caught him red-handed. So the whole thing was fake, right? He'd managed to fake. See, he was passing all the line testing because it had a fake deterministic embedding system written in JavaScript. So he was like, oh, he's like, oh, we don't actually have that. So yeah, super sneaky, Jacob, super sneaky. And the thing is, you got to remember, the project had already been tested, and it had been tested and uploaded to GitHub. And when we were downloading it, it was being weird. Of course it was. It was fake. And the funny thing is that obviously that breaks everything, okay? And the dependency wasn't even in the package JSON. See what I was saying? So he knew he had to put it in there, but because it was put in there later, in the end I didn't need it, by the way. I don't use this. I use the OpenAI provider. But the point is, it kept trying. It kept trying. I think it came from Deep Research. I think Deep Research said use a local model with Zenova transformers. But we were actually using OpenAI, and it's a better, newer model. So we chose that, but it, like I say. So anyway, he didn't have that because it wasn't in the dependency. So he didn't add it to the dependencies. You see what I mean? So he didn't add it. It wasn't installed. And so instead of just adding it, he wrote an entire fake deterministic embedding system instead. So what happened? What happened, right? Wait, what's my response? So he says here, convert everything to ES or CommonJS, and then install and properly configure transformers. Look, loads of stuff, everything, right? So I said, maintain ES modules. We're not supporting local embedding. We only use OpenAI with text embedding 3 small. Our vector database built only works with that. OpenAI, multi-step process is okay because it's clearly documented. And off it goes. Found the fix. Look at the funniest part about it is he says, where does he say it? Look, here we go. So this is him. Look at this. File is misnamed. Remember how I was saying we had file name problems? So the file in the code wasn't the same as the file name that was saved. So again, OpenAI provider should be OpenAI provider, and it contains fake mock embedding generation. I almost want to know what that was. I might have to go back in the commits and find out, because it was up on the GitHub. Because I want to know, like, he did fake embedding, and it was actually scarily close to reality. I was like, what? It's kind of funny. So anyway, we ask him to remove all the fake embedding logic, implement proper calls using this model, and remove references to local transformers. So, do you think he did that in... Look, do you think... Wait for it. I can see the architecture generating... Local transformers provider is generating fake embeddings as a fallback. So crazy. So absolutely insane. So like I said, it keeps going. There we go. It's done now. So it was one prompt. It was one prompt to go from fake embeddings to real embeddings. I think it was like a 10 cents difference. It was a very small... The change was extremely small. You know what I mean? Blew my mind, man. Still can't believe that. Look, before, generated fake deterministic embeddings with comments about missing transformers. After, full integration using the official JavaScript client. It's mental. Just like saying, I had pedals in the car, and now I've got an actual engine in it, like, you know, like a bicycle pedals. Funny. I still can't believe that. Oh, are you saying it's a feature, are you, Fernicar? Mock is the dev practice to test by providing controlled mocked objects in a controlled environment, do the tests and rigor. Okay. Well, look, if it's a feature, fair enough, but I got the impression that he just made it up. But he made it up very well. You know how, like, if I said to an LLM to do a dice roll, and the dice roll was so good that you couldn't tell that it was fake? It was like that. It was so good you couldn't tell it was fake. That's the best way to explain it. When I was doing the testing, the fake embeddings were passing the tests. I was like, I gotta come up with better tests. But yeah, so the gaslighting is actually crazy. Didn't expect that. Didn't expect that. Oh, it's going backwards. We also run out of memory. Looks good though. Take us to there. That's alright. Maybe a bit too much film grain. Ah, look at that with the upscale and interpolation. Looks a little bit more natural, doesn't it? It's got a bit of weird speeding up going on. And then we get the upscale. What do you think of that? It's not bad. It almost looks real. If it wasn't for the fact that time is slowing down and speeding up, you know what I mean? Like the time is not represented in a linear fashion. You can tell somebody's messing around with the speed of the film, but super reverse Giriftu, guys. Yeah, I fear placeholders more too, Fat Furnicar. I think simulated stuff is actually kind of cool when it simulates the result and it's not real, but it's kind of like, you're like, oh, that's pretty good. But yeah, the original output. That's model. So, on the left is mine, on the right is the original. You choose. On the right, original. On the left, using my workflow. You know, and you can tweak all those values as well, you know, it's just a guide, you know, to start. I say my stuff is a starting point. I try to give people a starting point so they can be a bit more artistic without having to worry about it all falling apart and wasting hours trying to get it to just like an average output. It's interesting the car's going backwards, but you can't really do much about that. It's close. That's much smoother though. The interpolation's sick, the upscaling has worked. It even makes the background look a little bit more like that's jittery as hell, you know, it's like a video game. That's actually smooth. And like I said, that's all done with my trick. My trick, one of my many tricks, which again, if you weren't here for that part of the show, it's ×3, because we are a 16 FPS output, ×3 to 60 FPS is the same effect as going from 16 to 24 proportionally. So we're doing a little bit of a trick and it slows the motion down. Well, actually does it? Yeah, it does. Look, see they're offset? They're going to slightly keep going in and out of sync now because they're different lengths. I've deliberately, so we start at 16 FPS. And then we triple the interpolation, not double, triple, but then we set the combine at 60. And if you know math, it's not 60, it's like 45 or something. But what that does is give you, I think it's like either a 25 or a 50% slowdown, depending on which number you started at. It's the same thing. Yeah, you end up getting much more lifelike footage. Obviously, your mileage may vary, and I do recommend messing around with the many different effects in the DJZ pack. There are many of them. Some of them aren't mine. There are lots of effects you can pick up. Alright, So I'm going to be working on this workflow over the next couple of days. We're going to be adding in various bits and pieces. You will expect a new workflow to come out. I'll be pushing this one in the early access, even though it's just basically the tutorial with a couple of bits added on. DJZ Base WAN. Base WAN V2. DKZ? Donkey Kong? What? What the hell? Did it just tell me what? I don't even know what that was. Don't worry about it. I'm not using it. Weird. So yeah, let's throw that one in the Discord, and then we can put this one to bed. Inside line, and we're gonna throw that one over there. Let's say early edition. So go ahead and pick that one up there if you want to check it out. We used the Guff to run this one with the Fusion X. Okay, we showed you that at the beginning of the show, so go ahead and rewind if you missed that. But Fusion X seems to be turbocharged. 227 seconds, it says. Oh wait, that's the upscaler. I've got no idea how long it took. Hang on. You'd think it'd give me like 1, 2, wait, what? I guess he doesn't give us times anymore. Alright. No times? No times. Never mind. Okay, well, anyway, captions, right? So Tokyo Racer, I'm just going to bug that in there. So we've got like a randomized prompt to work with. And then I guess I'll get like, I don't know, 50? Nah. Let's do 32. Alright. Meanwhile, what I need to do is ask Mac about, Use the graph tools. Use the graph tools with the map persona. I just want to see. Just use it on Act. Hopefully he'll figure that out. What was the transformer Claude decided not to install? It's just transformers. It's just transformers. It wasn't a transformer. It was the transformers package, you know? The T in DIT. Get graph stats. Let's go. There we go. So this is the bit I wanted to prove before I put the repo live, guys. This is literally like, I know it seems like we're just hanging out sometimes, but I'm working. So this right here is proof that it's working. Everyone asked me, like, a lot of people asked. It wasn't just Fernica. A lot of people asked, how does the graph work and things like this. And as you can see, knows, works with, mentions, person, concept, entity. To me, it's dynamic. So if I was to tell you how it works, it wouldn't really explain how it works because it's kind of like truly automatic. So if you gave it a bunch of stuff related to one thing, the relationships will use those terms. But if you gave it a load of information related to something different, it's going to use terms relevant to that, even going down as far as what the relationship types are. You see? So nothing's actually written in stone. It's all dynamic. It's all dynamically following with context. So if it's a bunch of stocks and trading stuff, he'll kind of become that. But if it's a bunch of like psychology stuff, it'll become that, you know, and the relationships will be named appropriately. So it's a very dynamic system that kind of self-informs, right? It self-informs, it self-organizes. Some stuff is obviously programmed to be like hard-coded, but there's a lot of like concepts and objects, you know, that's hard-baked. But I think it can make them up. Anyway, certainly through the system it can. So let's have a look at the knowledge graph. Oh, no entities found for brand warfare. Strategy, yes. Strategy. Yes. It's not called brand warfare, guys. It's called strategy. So here we have 3 entities found. They only have IDs, but there we go. Oh, actually, it told me what they are. So strategy, Machiavelli, monitor, use. Okay. Get graph context. So that works with strategy, works with strategy. Concept, person. Hybrid memory search. We're just going through a bit of a test here right now, just to double check. I can't remember what the name of the actual model it kept trying to look was, but it was written in the config because it was in the logs. That's how I found out. I saw in the server logs that it was trying to call a local model, like a locally named model, like LM embedding something, and then obviously that's not OpenAI. That's how I spotted it. Yeah. I was like, that doesn't make sense. It's trying to call like a Hugging Face model from OpenAI. I was like, what? And then I looked into it further and found that he was cheating. Good man. So basically OpenAI was falling back to local. It was like a fallback. But then when it fell back to local, it was using hallucinated values. You see what I mean? For the embeddings though. So that meant the entire app that was working on the embeddings, everything worked fine. Everything worked. But at the entry point, those memories were just made up. And he made it work because it's all LLM stuff, isn't it? So it's in text in the context window. And I think he was cheating by just making it work and not using the code. I'll run the code, and when it fails, I'll hide the fact it doesn't work and give him the right answer. Silly monkey. That's what I think these machines. You got 11. So strategic positioning doctrine. Now you'll notice that we're truncating at 150, but there is an option to change the length of the outputs. It just defaults to 150 to keep the token costs down, I think. Right, so now do we have an additional tool? Do we have an additional tool, or is it just an additional option? Memory length. Create memory. Search memories. Limit. No. Where is the length? Okay, right. I'm going to ask him because I've forgotten the name of the tool. But it's a good thing. I was like, we can ask Mac to retrieve a memory, but not truncate. Not truncate it at 150 characters. I know it's a very strange thing to ask, right? But I know that he's doing it, and I know there's an option not to do it, and I can't remember what the option was. So let's see if he can figure it out. Oh, right. Yeah. Retrieve all 10 without truncation. Yes. Retrieve all 10 doctrines without truncation. Okay, yes, that's correct. That's what I want. So he's got individual memory retrieval, enhanced search with full content, persona memory export, and then hybrid search with full context. So there's a lot of options to get the memories back out once they're in there. Look at that. Here they are, and they've got an ID. Come on. Show me the memories. Because this will prove that not only does he remember it, but he remembers all of it. Oh, it still looks limited to me. Why are you still truncating, my guy? I think he's still truncating. Oh. Wait. Okay, that's the prompt. That's the system prompt. Okay, so I might need to do some more work. Oh. He's going to do the API direct to get the full content. Because remember, the MCP is just an application layer. I'm using the MCP as a dynamic application layer interface. That's what API, right? That's application protocol. But yeah, we're using the MCP so that you can just type what you want, and then it will convert that into something that works. So here we go. Look, we have a hard-coded carton thing. Let's modify it. Look, he's changing the bloody thing now. Yeah, I'm going to put it out. This is ready to go. Do you know what I mean? Me adding more features is not breaking. That's like going towards version 3. So yeah, we'll push this. It's trying to restart. I'm not bothered about this. Like I said, the addition of, see where it says here 150s. Yeah, so it's an arbitrary truncation of the memory. So the actual data is in the server, but the MCP is trying to keep the responses short, and it's putting an arbitrary limit on the length that comes back from the API. See, so obviously he's just removed that. You restart it, but I don't want to be uploading you get into version control issues. When it's just changing a number, I'm not too fussed about that. Do we not? Where's the actual? Normally it shows you. Where's the actual? Here we go. Compare. Right there. Give me that. How are we doing over here? That doesn't look like a skyline. Do you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the text-to-video. We did a text-to-video promo when WAN came out, and a lot of the videos came out looking like this. Wow, look at the difference. It's crazy, the difference. It's smooth. I love my noise as well. You see my noise? It comes in and out, makes it look like an old VHS, kind of compressy, laggy. Damn, look at that. All right. So then, time to go live. I'm gonna have to get my thing out, aren't I? Excuse me. Just gonna have to put this on the table. Right. We're gonna do it. We're going live. Yes. Don't you steal my authenticator code, guys. I'm not allowed to share it with anyone. GitHub. Right. Don't be stealing it. Don't be leaking my authenticator code, guys. Alright, cool. Here it is. Zero-Vector 2. Hybrid vector graph. Ready to go. Fork it, build stuff with it, have fun with it, break it, cry when it doesn't work, scratch your head and make it work again, all that good stuff and more. But it's time to pull the parachute cord again, ladies and gents. I'm getting out of here. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m, same time as always. Looking at something completely different. We'll probably have a bunch of VACE WAN workflows for image to video and video to video. So that's probably what we're going to look at. But who knows what could happen in the next 24 hours. Until then, I'll see you next time.